Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Peter Reese.
I understand I'm out of order, but with your permission, I'm the only person here who's actually been in one of these hearings, okay? And I know I'm a rumpled up old lawyer, you know, who's got nothing else to do, but I really believe you need to hear the audio of the hearing that we had with respect to that particular ticket. I was there with my paralegal, Abraham Nasser, who is a law student, and he could not believe what he heard and saw at the hearing. This really needs to come to light. I do not wish to jump on a particular individual. I believe our Parking Violations Bureau has been set up to operate in such a way that the hearing officer is also the prosecutor since forever. And this never really came to anybody's attention because who cared that much about a parking ticket? Now we've dumped an enormous responsibility onto these people, and this operation is not capable of handling it. It was never correct, but it was in the realm of who cared. Now it's important, and quite frankly, it stinks. There's just no other way to put it.
Thank you. Councilmember Wyatt.
Well, Mr. Chair, so what do we do to subpoena that information? Because I think Mr. Reese makes a good point. We need to hear exactly what happened. And so for us to subpoena that information, what will we have to do? Secondly, I want to know is because the prosecutor and the hearing officer one and the same, does that mean that those previous tickets are null and void or they should be thrown out? So that's a question for Corporation Counsel.
Yeah, before we go to Corporation Counsel, just two things. I think the first question you had, that's definitely in, both of those questions are answers for Corporation Counsel to answer. And with the hearing officer / prosecutor issue, you know, Council President brought up the possibility that this individual on some days serves as a prosecutor and some days serves as a hearing officer. That could be a possibility. Another possibility is he's a hearing officer who believes the role as a prosecutor. And I just think it's important that we find that out as soon as possible. And I know we've asked that they come back in 2 weeks, but I would ask that if they can clarify that to us as soon as possible, so we don't have to wait those 2 weeks and that we get answers to that. Thank you. And now I will go to Corporation Counsel Gordon for the two questions that Councilmember Wyatt had, and then to Councilmember Scanlon.
Assistant Corporation Counsel, so are you asking whether you can subpoena the documents?
What's the process of subpoenaing the hearing that Mr. Reese was a part of?
Well, I believe that you would probably have to do a FOIL request to the department, and then the department would get the information to you, because that's normally how you get information, you know, from any particular department, and then the department would look to see if there's any information in there that they can redact, or they have to redact because you don't want to give out personal information, and they want to give out information that it would be specific to that particular case. So I think a FOIL request would be the way to go if you need to get that information.
Peter Reese.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Quite frankly, I'm sitting here a little outraged. You, the Common Council, are the highest body in the city. The mayor is not a king, either are the commissioners. You do not have to file FOILs to find out what the city is doing. You have a right to all the information. The next guy who walks by City Hall files a FOIL, not you. You have subpoena power. You can subpoena the audio, all right? I do not understand any kind of advice about FOIL or me giving permission. This is utter nonsense. I believe, you know, I don't think the city or the Common Council has issued a subpoena in 40 years. I was involved with the last one. It was about 1982 when they foiled the officers of Western Region off-track betting. I think the Common Council needs to stand up and do their job and get the information and tell the mayor he's not the king and the commissioners are not the kings. And if you need information, you need to demand that you have it. And if they don't respond to your subpoena, you have the right to punish the people and to throw them in jail. All right. I just can't believe what I'm hearing. You're not a powerless body. You are the most powerful body in the city. Please exercise your powers.
Councilmember